Hello there, you amazing people. Welcome. It's GleeCon, and this is Lore of Warcraft. And before we even get into anything else, oh my gosh, cue the fanfare. Burr, burr, burr. You gorgeous, beautiful viewers, you. We have done it. After hard work and dedication, over 1,400 videos, we have arrived. We have crossed the threshold, the 1,000 subs, thanks to all of you. And the application process has now begun to become an official premium paid YouTube person. So it says it can take up to a month, but it's all, the electronic paperwork is underway, and I am just a few short hours, days, weeks away from being a professional YouTuber. So, couldn't have done it without you. And couldn't be more happy, couldn't be more thrilled. What an amazing, amazing way to kick this off. All right, now into business. What are we doing? We're on our World of Warcraft Classic walkthrough, among all the other things we do on this show. This is the biggest part of it lately. And we are in the middle of a Desolace run as an Alliance character, a human ret paladin. You see here before you, Glee Contessa. We're currently in Stormwind. Stay a while and listen as we jump back in there. We needed to stop in Stormwind for a few reasons. One, it is it's a handy-dandy hearth point from which we can then begin our journey over to the Swamp of Sorrows, because the Gelkis Centaur are just, they feel that that's where we should be. Two, I'm going to check the bank, the old banky poo, but we need we might as well get it while we're here because I don't want to come back. But we need an advanced target dummy. So I hope I can get one.
No one's ever stolen anything out of here.
Anything in here?
The whole history.
The whole history. You heard it here first. I don't see anything really that I need to stash in there. I've got these silver bars, but I guess at this point I could probably stash silver bars. What am I doing with 10 bars? I'm stashing those bad boys. I don't care about that. I could stash the jade. And because we're just running a little bit tight on bag space. Don't even remember why I have the symbols of divinity. They're for one of my moves, I suppose. Everything else seems okay. Things I can either sell or work with.
Be careful.
Whatever. Okay, cool. Now to the auction house we go to see if I can purchase an advanced target dummy. I have 33 gold, so money-wise I should be good. What's going in our favor is that the Alliance is much more active in this server cluster than the Horde, so I usually have a lot more luck on Alliance. Advanced target. I'm just going to do advanced. Well, that is not enough info for this. I don't feel like circling through it. Okay, 5 gold. I hate that for us. But I don't have an extra one. I mean, I have one extra, but it's on a Horde account, and I do not feel like going and sending it to one of my wife's characters and then coming back over and we're just going to stick this in our bag for a little while. So as you see, one of the sending it to my wife's characters and then having her post it on the auction house, the neutral auction house, then sending Glee Contessa over there to buy it. I don't want any part of that. I want to find a place to cook. I think I can probably find one in the inn because we have these. We just got some little, not a ton, just a little bit of light work to do while we're here that we might as well take care of. Okay? No, this inn is not a cool inn. All right. I do want to also sell and repair. Love to have found a fire to cook those bass, but whatever.
Hey there. Best deals in all
Howdy.
of Stormwind, my friend.
Alright, 2
Won't
silver
find
and
any better.
repairs.
Now, what can I help you with?
We made 10, 11, 13, 24, 30, 42, 52, 56, 60, 74. Over a gold. These are stones we can work with. Potions we can work with. Bunga, 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 bunga. Okay. I forgot I have that single skeleton key if I get a lock. Alright, everything else is fine. For now. I think we're going to be able to get that recipe out too once I get a thing. Alright, we also are going to be learning our level 40 powers, and we're going to be getting a quest while we're here for the Paladin, the Tome of Nobility, which is going to teach us our mounting, or... yeah, we're going to learn how to mount alright. It's going to teach us how to summon a mighty steed. Pretty sure it's easy. I don't think we have anything special to do. It's not a chain or anything. So this is just one little piece of fun for Old Glee Contessa. And we're going to rock the house running around on a mount. This is going to be my first classic character that I get a mount with. Kind of cheating it since we don't have the money. Even my level 48s don't quite have one. Because I haven't prioritized it on the Horde because I have travel form. Let's get this.
I greet you once again, adventurer. I am more proud to call you sister than ever before. Your dedication is a tribute to us all. The time has come for me to bestow a great gift upon you, but know this. For now, I give you this freely, but later, when time permits, this will be a much greater challenge to all paladins who choose to undertake my quest. Speak to me again, and I shall grant you a great boon.
So just like the Warlock one that we read about, this is essentially saying, hey,
and may the light protect you.
thanks. That not, enjoy it while it lasts, because we're coming for you later. What kind is this? Is this a general spell? Okay, it doesn't seem like it was holy, even though I feel like it yeah, it is a holy one. This sounds holy-ish to me. Alright, we'll put it over there. I guess I have to be outside to summon it. I love that so much as well. But they're saying, okay, this is gonna get rough later, so enjoy it while it lasts. Oh, look at us. We can be making our bandages too, and when we go back to the wetlands, we're gonna need that for Menethil, so that's something else we can work on. Let's do the Paladin Trainer. Lord Grayson Shadowbreaker and others, I will train with you.
Well met. May the light protect you this day.
Okay, Consecration we do not have yet. Blessing of Light. Oh, I don't have that one. Okay, so this is a blessing that increases my holy spells on the target by 210. So essentially this is something I would put on a tank so I could heal them better. Gotcha. So this is a specific blessing you throw on the tank.
Light bless you.
I don't foresee myself using this. Let's open up LVUI. I need to add a spot on the bars for this. Maybe this bar down here, which is right now we have 9 on the bar. So which one is that? Bar 6? No. I don't have any of the other ones enabled. Oh, it's bar 2. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to throw it down there with some of these other blessings because I'm going to never use that one. I would only ever use it in a situation where I was the dedicated healer, which I like Holy Paladin healers, but that's not my spec.
May the light protect you this day.
Alright, and then Seal of Light, similarly here, this is the one that every time I hit, it heals me. And then by unleashing it, everybody else, that's less important. What you would do is you are whoever the person you're striking on. So this is a good heal, particularly, let's say, if you're fighting a boss. This would be a great thing to throw on a boss. Okay, these are costing 1 gold 80, by the way. So anyway, a seal that I also don't use very much.
May the light protect you this day.
That's the 2 holy things. Oh my gosh, we can wear plate mail now too? Oh man. Oh, I love that. So now we need to start crafting and building plate mail. I also have 60 wool. Do I have someone here that we can donate wool to? Not the humans. So when we are out and about, so we need to go to, what about Ironforge? Probably. We are going to need to eventually go there. I can donate to the gnomes and to the dwarves. Perfect. Perfectenschlagen. So we will donate some wool to one of those bad boys. When will I do that? I don't know. We have to do Swamp of Sorrows, which is right, where is that? Right there. So we should stay where we're at here for now. And then, but then I'm going to fly back to Ironforge so that I can do this. Ooh, should probably turn that on silent. You know, I mean, it's very professional of me. Okay, so it did say the first step of, that was YouTube, telling me my first step has been processed. I'm awesome.
May the light protect you this day.
And they want to, then now I'm going to start the long review of the channel. Okay, so Devotion Aura is ranking up to rank 5. It's going to be 505 armor now. Cool. Hammer of Justice now is a 5-second stun instead of a 4-second stun. Of course, is not going to complain about an extra second of stun. That's pretty good.
May the light protect you this day.
And Shadow Resistance Aura now goes up to 45 Shadow Resistance from, it was at 30. So that's a 50% increase. Love that. Okay, Seal of Command. This is my bread and butter, and it's also cheap. This is the only ret one we're getting. It's upping from 102 to 112 when I unleash it. So a 5 to 7 point upgrade. And if they're stunned, 204 to 224. So a 10 to 15 point increase. So just a marginal improvement to that one. And I get no other ret, so this is not a ret level. But we get plate. We gain some important defensive upgrades, as well as some building out our kit for for versatility, for healing. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to take the Mage Weave first. It kind of seems silly. We're going to make that, because we're probably going to be using up all this silk. We have the full 65, but we haven't really hit 240 yet. So, plus the gold will help. We just spent almost half of our gold. All right, so we're going to do this, and then we're going to go run over to the Dwarven District real quick. And then we're going to fly and start working. Again, we do need to go over... Actually, yeah, it's just a quicker flight to go from here to the Blasted Lands. My only concern is we do have to remember to go to Ironforge to swing by there so we can drop off our wool. I need to look and see. What about Darnassus? Do we still owe some wool? We don't. We already did our wool in Darnassus too, so that's useful. We remember doing this on our other character. This is a great way to max out your silk and somewhat your wool across your characters for your donations to the cloth. Just that little bit more of rep and stuff. I love that we're at level 40. I love that we have a mount now. Love that we can wear plate. We're undergoing a similar transition with our other character because now we can wear mail. So this is going to be the same kind of deal where now we're going to be looking for plate upgrades wherever we can find it. All right, so we only gained a couple points for all that.
May the light guide your path and aid you in your journeys. If you need any assistance browsing, I will be right over here.
All right, so those can kind of move around. Still need to make these meats. The aged Kodo hide. That I'm going to hold off on. Okay, so these are...
Go with honor, friend.
Let's see what we have for making some stones. I can make a heavy grinding stone. What was the other one? Oh, now I have an extra slot on heavy grinding stone. A solid stone? I can't do anything with that. That comes out of gold. So... I don't like that I have this one extra slot, but I'm going to just keep it there. Alright, so now it's over to the dwarf portion. Actually, I'm not going to go smelt. I'm not going to take the tram over. Let's just go fly. We'll do that on the way back. Since we have to go to Ironforge anyway, I might as well. Where are we at with the Ironforge? 182. We need 3 points. I don't know that we're going to get there. We do have some iron. And I just learned those green iron boots. Oh, those take moonstone. 134 with a 3-7. That's borderline. It's 1 point worth stat-wise, but 6 points better armor-wise. They take coarse grinding stones? I don't know if I... That's the part that's going to get me. I think I have the moonstones in my bag, but do I want to use 2 moonstones on that? I don't know. I need to put the little weapon buff on my paladin thing too.
Where is it?
All right, so we're flying over to the
For just a
blasted
few coin,
lands.
my griffins can get ye there faster than even the swiftest.
Netherguard Keep. Because there is no flight path to the Swamp of Sorrows for the Alliance. Okay, let's go ahead and fix the spreadsheet while we're here. We did 1 class quest, so we'll go to class quests. We just did this one, Tome of Nobility. Now we won't have another one until 50. I'm just putting that on there for us because we did it, and that's cool. We should add that in there. It's fun. For our personal journey, obviously, if you're using my spreadsheet, make a copy and trash it. What am I going to do? Let's see, course. I probably have some course in my bank if I want to. I feel like that's kind of a side grade though, so not going to invest my time. I'm not going to do that. Not going to waste my time on this boots. So I need 6 for the bracers, 12 for a helmet. How is that helmet compared to what I have? It's 16 points compared to... Yeah, same thing. It's kind of a side grade, so I'm not going to waste it. Anything else we can really build that's worth it? The short sword is 6 and a bunch of crap. The Moonsteel is the one I worked on recently. That requires steel, which is fine. So I think these iron bars or these iron braces are probably where it's at right now. If I could have a total... I have 2 iron bars. I would need a total of 18. I have 11 more iron, so I have 13. I'd be 3 points short. That's a bummer. If I could find 3 iron while we are out and about in the Swamp of Sorrows, that would be super duper useful. Because even the gold we have, I have 4 gold ore. Can I build anything with gold? I don't think so. Like, there's the gold skeleton keys. But those, yeah, those don't give me any points. So poop on that. Looking for pumper DPS. I'm not a pumper DPS. Actually, we're starting to kind of fall behind now that we're on Varrigan's Fist here. So, we've been here once before when we had to kill the little green dragons. We did know in the lore we just read on the Wowpedia thing the other day, a couple days ago. We just read about the Sunken Temple and how this is the temple where the trolls were the last remaining Athlai trolls, and a couple of the Hakari were using this temple to try and summon Hakar, the Soul Flayer, Blood Flayer, whatever. Make him come out of the demon world or wherever he lives and come out so he could drain the blood of everything in existence, because that's always great. Like, I don't ever understand the Twilight's Hammer or people like this cult. Like, sure, could you find like 4 dudes or dudettes that are straight crazy? Maybe? But I don't know how you get a whole cult of people who knowingly are working for the goal of an entity whose end game is destruction of all life on Earth. How does that work? Alright, so I really, really, really want to find 3 iron while we're out and about, because that would allow us to at least get the next rank. I guess we don't have anything we really have to worry about. Like, I don't have any recipes I'm sitting on or anything, but... Alright, so this is Netherguard Keep. We will experience this later level much, much later in the game. We just use it as a base of operations for Swamp of Sorrows for now. I think also, yeah, Deadwood Pass is connected to this. Kind of. I think. This is where you'll go for endgame to transition over to Burning Crusade. So it's going to be one of the last zones we do. I'm looking forward to Burning Crusade, and I think we've talked at length about how that playthrough is going to look like. I think in the beginning it'll be okay, because we'll be able to start. I think I want to go up straight north so that I can kind of go and stay near the mountains as I cut over, rather than cutting right through the swamp in a straight line. I'm going to do sort of more right angles, perpendicular run to give me more mountain time. Same thing on the way back. I think I will cut straight down and then hug the mountains, because I'm looking for those 3 iron. Again, not that I think it's going to make the biggest difference in the world. This zone is, we're at level 40. We are equipped to fight here already. We could easily handle it. We could handle doing a lot more. With Stranglethorn, really, now I'm starting to hit that. Really, it happened in the past couple tiers, but I'm in a zone where most of any given zone at level 48 is far below what I could be working on. You can just tell, like, you're just not getting XP, things are easy. But the way this game works is by the time you hit the ceiling of any zone, they're gonna make you... They're gonna have things higher anyway. One thing that I've considered doing on this, because you can do this on Classic, but you can't do this on Retail. And I don't think that I want to do this project on camera, because I think it's going to be super duper duper boring. But there's going to be no need to do a dry run for the Retail. I don't want to do one. I feel like the benefit you get does not offset the... Oh, that's Noburu the Cudgel. He's a Pat guy. We could go fight him. He's got some dudes there. Let's go for it. So this is a drop quest. So basically, you fight this guy and his 2 little Muck Dweller minions. And now we're gonna sit on this drop quest for a while. However, that's okay, because I don't think it's like too far away. I accidentally Divine Shielded myself. Wasn't my goal. Yeah, what I wanted to do was heal. I don't know what I'm doing. So, gonna hit him with a combo, but I'd rather use the mana for... Oh. This guy's not even a hard, like a hard pat to find. I just felt like, oh, you know, you see one, and I'll look and find out, but probably soon. I'm just gonna sit on that cudgel and not even start the quest yet. Alright, that was great. Oh, let's eat one of our many clams while we're here. Where are we at? Yeah, we have a few zones before we come here. So this will be in our bag for a while. Yippee. Okay. Whew. Had a little bit of a sneezy poo. Yeah, so that's just, that's actually the first time we are, maybe it's, I don't know if that's the first time or not. There's True Silver, which we are not high enough level for. Dang, bro. Also, I don't need that. It's the iron that's going to help me out. Okay. Okay, I'm accidentally hovering over the friends part. Yeah, Noboru the Cudgel. We've got that one picked up. So this is a place where you go for these Drenithist crystals, but we're not looking for those. That's a Swamposaurus quest. These are the people that... I mean, we did come out here already and do this, and talk about this actually on our board, so... We have. But for whatever... I guess because of the proximity to the Dark Portal, you have these broken ones, these kind of deformed Draenei. Alright, so we need to find where our dude is here. His name's Ongeku. So, priority 1 is finding Ongeku. There he is, literally right in front of me. That was perfect. If you remember when we did this with the Horde character, we were just running around looking for a while. We killed tons in this with this. We'll find this guy right away. Got him. Okay, because of how we did this, because we did the Hearth last time, we can Hearth back to Stormwind now. And now we have to make our way back over to Kalimdor and whoa, okay. Naked Night Elf. So now we will go over and take the tram to Ironforge as a kind of midway point. We're gonna eventually fly. I was hoping we'd get to 240. We will not. But I was hoping we'd get there so that we could, while in Menethil Harbor, we could get the next piece. The heavy mage weave, but that's not going to happen yet for us. Also, it means we could start collecting silk, but that is not our fate. But we should otherwise, today, now that we've done this little part, it's now going to go into straight questing. Straight questing in Desolace. This is going to be good. We have a little bit of travel to get back there. Oh, why am I not using my horse all this time? Oh my gosh. I am a hero. And I can salute on horseback. Look at my... Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Look at this. My steed. I'm so fast now. What have I been wasting my life doing? Not riding a mount around. Ugh. Just so... I don't know what to do with myself. I can wear plate mail. I have a horsey. I'm not at work today on a Wednesday? What? That's crazy. But this is the literal calm before the storm. That's a real thing. Anybody that lives in major storm country or just experiences weather, like, you know, you don't live in a shelter somewhere like Fallout, understands that that's a real thing. The calm before the storm. I would say things look okay. I do expect to be hit. My wife did get her. They did decide that they're going to use the hospital. So she will be with me tonight. It does mean the only thing that changes is I was probably going to drop a Patreon episode tonight, and I didn't do it earlier in the week because I didn't realize this was a possibility. And now I don't know if I'm going to be able to drop that Patreon episode tonight. That was already a possibility with the weather. So I'll have to just kind of see how I feel. But probably not. I probably won't. I gotta look and see when I dropped the last one. If I did one last week, then I won't feel as bad about not dropping it. I don't have any, you know, I don't have any people that are out there paying for it right now, so I don't feel bad about like shirking the content. But it's okay because it's still contributing to a bank, so that when someone finally does pay, when people start getting into that, and again, check it out at patreon.com/GleeCon. It's where I do the lore of Assassin's Creed journey. And I would be happy to add other things, or like, for instance, if you watched last night's episode and I start waxing philosophical about the meaning of pain and suffering in the world and whether or not everything's all for a purpose and philosophy, religion, just everything that I should not be talking about on the show, where I just want to put this in the background while I play World of Warcraft. Yeah, so if you are interested in that kind of thing, a more of a TED Talk approach from a dude that's getting a little bit grayer every day, doesn't really have any qualifications other than the fact that, like many of you, I've been through it. So, like pretty much all of us. And just get my thoughts on some of it. I do like to think that I try to maintain an even, balanced keel, and I know that that can be helpful even for myself. Sometimes it's really nice to settle it down, you know. It's really nice to have to hear an outside voice, especially when you just don't know. Because, like, sure, my dad, my friend, someone could say these kind of things to me too, and I'll be like, yeah, I hear you. Yeah. But I don't actually want to hear. I'm gonna make some carrion too, because actually, let's make some small flame sack. Make some dragon breath chili. That just makes you weirdly shoot fire out of your mouth for 10 minutes. But it is just straight weird. We're up to 236. What's my cooking recipe? 240 to make hot smoked bass. We might get there. 237. We will get there because we can make 4 dragon breath chili. Oh, 238. Fantastic. Those Mithril-headed trout are very good. I think we finished I'm gonna look after. I think we finished our fishing. I went back and finished it for us. 239. 240, we did it. Yeah, okay, good. Is the Dragon Breath chili... Oh, it's now yellow, but that's okay. So we need 4 hot spices from...
How are you?
This dude. Emerald. Like Emerald? Like, is that supposed to be a pun on Emerald? Probably, that's how they roll. This game's old enough. I'm not going to save the Dragon Breath chili because I just don't care. I could see it being okay as a tank.
Hi. Dirge quickleave of gadget.
Oh, we can learn spider sausage now too. That's also a really good one.
Yourself, you will need to seek him out.
Oh, but it's not good for points. That's a great one for leveling up your stuff, because the spider sausage meat, you're just gonna get that from time to time, and now we have hot smoked bass. So if we find summer bass, it's a good way to level up. All right, great. Just making progress across the board. This is a nice watershed moment. Let's smelt first of all. Let's save those gold bars. Smelt some of this stuff we're working with. We can make steel now too. I did learn that last time. But as of outside of the moon steel sword, we don't really need a lot of steel. I don't know why you would not use steel instead of iron if you had the capability. Other than, I guess, we're just not very good at working with steel yet. We are going to need to go buy some dye from one of these people. Okay. So, we need to buy dye because we have 2 of these. Oh, I guess, I don't know why, I thought I had more iron bars than that. Okay, where's the... I guess maybe the supply person could sell it? Burbic Supplies? No, this clothier will definitely have it. Go buy a couple dye. Oh, look, here's a donation person. We'll just do it right now to the dwarves.
Welcome. You there. If you want to earn the respect of the dwarves of Ironforge, then you can start by donating valuable resources. Ironforge finds itself running low on cloth piece. Textiles and bandages don't grow on trees, you know. Rather than cash in various cloth pieces you find adventuring, donate them. Doing so will earn you the recognition of the dwarven people of Ironforge.
We are currently accepting donations for wool cloth. A donation of 60 pieces of wool cloth will net you full recognition by Ironforge for your generous actions. Our stores are such on wool that we would only need 60 pieces from the total. We should be able to acquire enough from others in the realm to support our drive. If you have the 60 pieces of wool cloth on you and are ready to donate them, I'm able to take them from you now.
Wonderful! We thank you for your generous donation, adventurer.
You're welcome. The pleasure is all mine.
How are you?
Yeah, we need 2 green dye.
Good.
Now back we go over to the anvil in the middle. So, you know, any of you listeners that maybe are more familiar with the Irish accent than I, or whatever it is that I'm attempting to do, please shoot me in the comments, or yeah, some advice on how to be better. Any of my accents, or like I've mentioned before, if you think that my troll accent is offensive, help me be better. We just could use some work. I was out with my family the other night, and my sister just coincidentally was, I think she's watching Peaky Blinders, and she decided that it was a good time for her to really dig in deep and try to work on the old Irish accent. And she has a lot of work to go. How about we put it like that? She's got a lot of work to do in that area still. So basically the accent was terrible. I was trying to give her tips, and on top of it all, pretty much 80% of her attempt at the accent was just dropping the big C over and over again. It was so funny and also cringy that I actually dreamed about it that night, or the next night.
Dwarves might have fast steeds, but can those airy pink griffins stand the heat of the great forge?
I don't want to be that guy for you all. All right, so we also, I'm not going to put the cloth one in the spreadsheet, although we did technically do it. It's so far out of what we're doing. Oh, Darkmoon Fair is up right now, but don't care about that either. All right, so now we're going to go back to Menethil, which will then fly us over to Duskwallow. And we're going to fly from Duskwallow back over to Nigel's Point, where we're going to turn in these two and keep it going. So what else do we have to do? Well, we do have to go back here, where we can turn in the caravan, the bodyguard for hire, and get the Kodo roundup going. And when we make our way down there, we will do that. We also have to turn in Ungeku, and then he's going to probably send us over to kill the leader of that. So while we're down in this area going back and forth, we'll work on that. But before we do that, I probably also want to hit up the shipwreck, the treasure, and the... So before we start heading back to the south here, I will probably send us over here. So we'll do this, go to Thunderax Fortress, and maybe hit those up. That should be what we can work on in this episode. How are we doing on time? Yeah, so we've spent a lot of time. That often happens on these sort of transition episodes, where this episode on paper will be called a Desolace Part 3 or whatever it is that we're on. When in fact, we spend a freaking hour traveling, cleaning up. It is working towards that goal, and maintenance is a big part of this game. I hope that this storm shifts. I hope everything is still comfortable. I hope there's no structural damage to my property or my home. I hope that we don't lose internet, power, all of those things. But I am prepared for any of them, and the world will be just fine either way. So if I have to end up reading books and stuff, that is what it is. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to have this mount. Game changer. Oh, the boat is right there too. Perfect timing. Hey, Adam Lind. What up, bro? Probably should drink some water too. Normally I drink a whole turvis of water as soon as I wake up. But I don't know why, but my order of operation was a little off this morning. And I forgot to do it. I forgot to drink my water, so I'm behind. I'm down a whole turvis. I'll have to make up for that throughout the day. Because now it's easy when I'm in my routine in the morning to just do it. But I need to conscientiously work towards it. Yeah, I think I'll do the Seal of the Crusader next, and then Benediction. And then when we get to Holy, yeah, we'll get 5 points where we just bust up Strength. Spiritual Focus, don't care as much about, and I don't care about that at all. But Divine Intellect is... So then, yeah, we'll work on that, and that'll open up this tier where we'll finally get Consecration. So we have 12 more levels, 13 levels until Consecration. So we're going to be level 53 before I can finally consecrate. That's a big downside to the way that we're doing this character. And then I'll be able to decide, how do I want the other points? Do I want to get Spiritual Focus? Do I like Improved Lay on Hands? I actually like that better than Spiritual Focus. Don't care about that. That, I think, doesn't matter because of Fear Ward. If you take that into effect, most raiding parties have Fear Ward, so then they consider this a wasted thing. So if that's the case, then I would give 2 more points back to Spiritual Focus. And same thing, but I'd rather have Blessing of Wisdom. Illumination doesn't matter. So yeah, 53, then 54, 55, that gives me 5 more total points. And of those 5 points, I guess you could Spiritual Focus it up, right? Or you could go back over... Because the other option would be, okay, you hit Consecration. Then at that point in time, you have about 7 points. Then I could go to protection and give improved. You could dump it into precision. You could give yourself improved devotion aura as a dump stat, so that you can hit precision up instead, and that will help you if you're not hit capped. And you also could... You could also... I could look at... Yeah, because there's not a lot. Like, I don't... Parry? Meh. That's not better than any of those things. Vindication? That's not going to help me as a DPS. Okay, eye for an eye. That one's okay.
Where would you like to fly to?
Nigel's Point. What? I didn't get the flight path when I was in Nigel's Point. Ah! That sucks. Bro. Idiot. I can't believe that. Why didn't you guys stop me when I was there? I do that kind of thing all the time. At least we have a mount now, so when we land here, we can fly. It's a further flight, though, and now we have to run down there. Oh my gosh. Alright, let me get back to looking at this. Yeah, this eye for an eye, if spells crit me, the caster also takes damage. So, that is better, I would imagine, if you're the target of spells, so if you're tanking, it's just not going to come into play very much. And then Retribution Aura doesn't matter because I would ideally mostly be running Sanctity Aura. So none of these are great. Protection, yeah, you have to open this up. And then, of course, the Precision would be better. Then, yeah, Toughness is fine, too. Like, these are decent, but you have to have 5 whole levels of dump stat first. Whereas if you come into here, okay, Healing Light's good for when you're soloing. This has immediate returns. Improved Lay on Hands, immediate returns. And then, yeah, again, that's okay, but you won't need it. The healing amount is, I feel like that's less important than, yeah, not having the resistance of time. And then when you get above, after getting a crit, you get some mana back, but how often is that? Improved Blessing of Wisdom, that's okay. Yeah, they're all okay, but I guess, yeah, I could see. Kind of the best of the bunch. It's... I don't think anyone has pants on. Dang, I can't believe I did that about Nigel's Point. Okay, so when we run back to Nigel's Point, the first thing we need to do is get the flight path before we even mess around with the quest. Before we even mess about with questing. Alright, so we won't get a ton done today because of the amount of time that we're wasting, but we will turn these in. That will give us some more to do. I'm sure there's going to be an additional reagent run. I just don't remember what it is. So let's start peeking ahead at that as we wait now on our flight. Okay, so I do want to run us over to do Scepter of Light. Broken Tears is waiting for us. We're not ready for that yet because we're not on the Magrum Alliance yet. We will finish Vahlarriel's search. That will send us back over here. So this little chain right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we are going to bust that out today. We can get that done. Possibly get the Scepter of Light done too. I don't know if we're going to get all the way to Kodo Roundup today. Bodyguard for Hire is already done, so we could probably at least get there. Gizmo, that's not happening today. Reagents, we are turning that one in today. The Treasure, I hope to do that today. That's not today. This is already done, but will we turn it in today? Don't know. That will open up the other con. Those two are probably not today. Book of the Ancients. Ah, yes. Actually, that isn't. We are going to do those two first before we go into Thunderax Fortress because I'm pretty sure Book of the Ancients sends us in there, so I want to put those together. Those I hope to get there and turn that at the end. The Shipwreck, we should be able to do that chain today. But these I don't think we're going to get here. Definitely not this one. Definitely not that one. And then these other reagents in the Scarlet Path, that's not waiting. That's not going to happen today. So, what we have is, I think today, we can, after turning in these two, we'll get a couple more, and that's going to send us both here and to get more reagents, which I don't remember what they are. I think they're down here killing the demons. So the next reagent step will wait. And then we're going to come over here and do the Scepter of Light, and then claim Rackmore's treasure, start that chain, which I think sends us out into the ocean. I guess we already did that one. It's also the Karnitol Shipwreck. So we'll work on this chain, and then on the way back, hit up Thunderaxe Fortress, and continue to work in this area. That's my goal, is to finish off the north of this, finish the sea stuff, and finish the fortress, and then head down south to this, where we can turn in the Caravan and Bodyguard for Hire, pick up the Kodo Roundup, even though we're not going to do it, and then still stop. So then we can start tomorrow, assuming I have power, assuming everything is okay, and hopefully in the morning it will be. We can begin with the Kodo Roundup and doing the Bone Collector, pick up Ghostoplasm Roundup, do those, turn them in, and then head down to Ugeku, kill the Khan, and maybe at that point in time hit these up with the Ghostoplasm. All of this could probably happen tomorrow, assuming everything is alright. And then we go back and we turn in some of that other stuff. And ultimately what that's building up for is sending us in here to get that mouthpiece and fight the Khan, which is going to be hard to solo. I don't know that we can solo on this character with all that. And the get me out of here. We also, I mean, we could bubble. That's, I guess, a good thing. We can bubble and lay on hands. That is a positive thing. 5-minute cooldown, Divine Shield, booba. Yeah, so that's all crap we'll work on when we get there. Isn't there one about freedom? Yeah, we could put Blessing... Basically, we could put Blessing of Freedom on herself. And Potion and Bubble and all that stuff. And do everything that we need to help that little goblin escape. I think now that we know how to do it, because I banged my head against the wall so much with it before, I think we'll be okay. Gosh, it's so lame. Because even now, we're flying around the top of this just to land here. We gotta run all the way back. I can't believe myself. I should be able to believe it. You guys have seen me do this a bunch of times. All the things we ran around and explored Nigel's Point. And the one thing I didn't explore was the... I even thought to myself at one point, hey... I gotta make sure I get... I think I even said it out loud. Gotta make sure I get that flight path. And I didn't do it. Sometimes I wonder if you guys are like sitting there watching the show and someone's like, oh, he didn't do it. He's gonna regret this. At least we have a mount now, so it'll be 40% faster to run down there. Also, how do we not have this? How is that not? Okay, so it's the player is -12 on this map. That means I'm like further over to the left than the map shows. Come on, bro. Or I'm off the map itself. I guess I'm not now. Alright, we're finally in Stone Telling. I'm ready. I'm ready to start killing and playing. This has been a whole hour of our life. going around. Yeah, so I hope everything shakes out well. And then tomorrow we can pretty much be into the Centaur part. And if I never lose power, that would mean that Friday we should be onto the grind, where we're just grinding out, switching over, which that's really like basically a 2-episode situation, because after the grind's done, second half you need the full other, completing the entire chain, including going back for Karnitol again. So that will add 2 episodes onto us. What I believe we're on episode 3. This will be the 3rd one. Okay. Did that. The AdSense, I gotta pick that. Do I want to do silver? No. I don't even want it. Alright, so I was gonna check. Yeah, see, that's in progress. And actually, it said on my other thing that, like, it says it's in progress. It says usually takes several days, but it did already go through and said, hey, you're whatever. Alright, yeah, so we've only done part 2, so this is part 3. So I think it took us 6 on the Horde. Yeah, it took us 6 parts, which that tracks, because then tomorrow we should wrap up everything else on here, and then 2 episodes for the Centaurs. So it's going to take us 6 as well. And then it took us 4 episodes to get through those dungeons. I don't anticipate needing 2 for the Razorfin Downs the way we did last time. I'm going to try and bust that out in 1. So we should be running, as long as I don't miss days, which that's a big if right now, we should be running Razorfin Downs come Sunday. Not needing a transition. And then the following Monday, we take our couple days off, where I do 1 mini one. So by the following Wednesday, Thursday, so a little bit more than a week by now, if everything goes smoothly, by next week on Thursday, an episode should drop where we'll fully be done and caught up on this character. We'll be finally starting to go over to the Alterac Mountains. There's Mithril. I highly doubt. If I can't do True Silver, I probably can't get Mithril on my mining. 191. Yeah, I got a lot of mining to do. But I can't, it's all got to come from mining, because there's nothing I can smelt that's going to give me points. Alright, now we're in the Charred Vale. Last little mini area we've got to run through. It's Mithril. I don't think I can, I just want to peek at it. I don't think I can get Mithril. Oh, I can. And I'm going to do it mostly because the mining. I want to be able to get that mining point. How am I going to get True Silver if I can't get... Perfect. Okay, we're at 192. Not to mention, eventually I will need Mithril. Right? That's where the solid stone's coming from. We got some more of those. I just have to get my blacksmithing caught up to that. Blacksmithing's only 184. Blacksmithing is a tough job to level up. I'd say it might be the toughest one. Enchanting is a bit of a pain in the butt, but enchanting is pretty easy as long as you're willing to destroy every single magical item that you get, and the leveling up process isn't too bad. They all have their, well, they don't all have their pros and cons. So if you think about mining, it's just a challenging one to level up. Engineering is, I would say, a little bit less hard. Although, I really don't think. The only thing is that it's going to take some of your cloth. I think you need to be more worried about, like, collecting parts. So it can be a little bit tedious on the bag space. Leatherworking is pretty... That one's not too bad. As long as you're fighting areas where you're fighting mobs, you'll be okay. Now, what is this? I want to find out why this part won't appear on my map. There we go. Tethys-Aran. Okay. Tailoring is not bad. It just requires you to... You basically can't... I don't want the tin. Your first aid is gonna... Lionheart Helm. I don't think... well, I know I don't have that. So that's the cost of tailoring. Enchanting is gonna cost you all your money. And then... Alchemy. Alchemy is pretty much... I'd say alchemy is probably the easiest, cheapest one to level up. And you can make decent money with potions. So that's probably the best one, followed by leatherworking, pretty easy also. And the rest are whatever. Alright, before I even turn that in, we're not doing anything until I go get this flight path. I'm a ding-dong extraordinaire. I cannot believe.
Where would you like to fly to?
Somewhere, man. Take me away. Take me away. No, don't. Don't do it. No. Alright, Vahlarriel Search. Let's turn this one in.
Can I assist you?
Yeah.
Infuriating, this entire fiasco. The two of them were warned about how dangerous coming here would be. Now they're both missing. Or worse. You said you saw tracks heading to a fort nearby? That may be our best bet. From what the locals have said, that fortress is infested with members of the Burning Blade. Orcs who have dedicated themselves to demon causes. They may not represent the majority of the Horde's beliefs, but they are evil and will slay you on sight if you're caught spying. Find both Delinda and Tyranis if you can, and come back to me with your findings. Start your search at this fortress. I will contact my superiors in Darnassus immediately, and let them know the situation. Adventurer, there is something else I wish to impress upon you. My superiors have shown some concern over Tyranis and his motives for coming here. It is more important to them that Delinda is found and brought back safely. Tyranis is to be gauged before he is taken home.
Alright, so they want me to find these people, and they're like, the girl, yeah. The dude, we're cool. You know, you feel it out yourself. Alright, so we just turned in Vahlarriel Search 2 and picked up Vahlarriel Search 3. Okay, so that one's moving along, and then here we have same thing. We're going to turn in the reagents and then move on to the next set of reagents.
Talk to me.
Sorry I couldn't tell you where to find the Kodo or the Scott Pashy. I'm not terribly familiar with the area, and I haven't had time to explore.
Your help here's a boon, adventurer. You're cutting my time spent here in Desolace by half, at least. I'll be back in Ironforge warming my feet in no time with your help. When we get this list taken care of, and I'm back home, look me up, I'll buy you an ale for sure. But until then, let's get the rest of these reagents gathered. This is the last of the items, and I won't lie, it ain't pretty. I'm also expecting this to take you a little bit longer than the other items. So, enough with the warning, let's get this started. Leftwich says he needs 10 brains from either Mana Eaters, Mage Hunters, or Lay Hunters. 10 nether wings from a nether maiden, sister or sorceress, and 10 vials of Doomwarder blood from a Doomwarder captain or lord. Simple enough, huh? Sheesh! If you want to pass on this one. I'd understand.
Alright, so that's where we need to go to the south and kill demons down there. No worries, we'll do it. It's not a big deal. Okay, but before we go into the fortress, oh, also let's look at that one. So we just did the reagents. Step 2 is done, and notice there's a big jump from what step 3. Step 3 takes us way down to the bottom. It's one of the tougher ones in the zone, and that's because you're fighting the toughest creatures in the zone, which are the demons. All right, so now before we head to the fortress, we're gonna go over here and do the Scepter of Light, and we'll also work on claiming Rackmore's treasure, all that stuff. And after Scepter of Light, they give us a second tome. We've done those. These are the neutral quests in the area. So this is gonna help us wrap up the top. And then I'm not even gonna go in there for that quite yet. Like I said, I want to do this whole chain, including that right there. And then I want to move down into this area to turn in those two. And then I'm going to kind of see how I feel. We could do the Kodo Bone Collector. Depending on time, we could do the Kodo Bone Collector, pick up Ghost of Pleasant Roundup, and do the Kodo Roundup. If time looks good, I feel like, yeah, let me give you guys a little bit more. Right now, we're sitting at just over an hour, so time's solid right now. I'll give, yesterday was a little bit shorter. I just was a little tired. So I'm starting it this earlier, and you know, I can see doing this a pinch. Aaron Jones' ranking has changed in the running back power ranking because he has a hip pointer injury or whatever. I don't know if it's a hip pointer or just a hip injury for all of you football people out there. It's bye week for me. That's another thing. There's just this. I should. And fingers crossed, you hear me taking that tone quite a bit. I should. This should be a week where we can get a lot done, both on and off camera for this show. But you never know. Literal act of God, act of nature, act of the forces of the storm. Oop, I forgot we have to go up a little bit actually. That could throw it all away, and there's nothing I can really do about it. Okay, so Ethel Rethor. This dude right here. Scepter of Light. Let's pick it up.
The Burning Blade in Thunder Axe Fortress to the east is rumored to have acquired the Scepter of Light from the Naga. Legend tells that the scepter is able to sink entire cities under the Great Seas. The Burning Blade must not be allowed to possess such power. To that end, you must retrieve the scepter yourself. It is held by a Burning Blade seer who studies the scepter from atop one of the Thunder Axe watchtowers.
So the other quest is called, because he does give two. The other one is called, where is it? Book of the Ancients. So what I want to do is I want to look up this Book of the Ancients quest, because that's going to determine what we do. So the Book of the Ancients, that's found out at the sea. Okay, Book of the Ancients sends us out to the sea. So because we're going to have to run out here for the sea to do that part. So we're going to go over to do the Scepter of Light and the Thunder Axe Fortress part now, and it does mean we're going to have a second run out here. It just means we've got to kind of go back and forth a little bit. Adds a little bit of running, but it's not the end of the world. Alright, so the Scepter of Light, I think you find that kind of this is the one where you go in the tower out front of that, and you go to the exterior and you fight this guy. It's pretty easy. And then while we're here, we'll break our way into the tower, and you save the girl, and I kind of think they're like foreshadowing what's the deal with the dude Night Elf. I think he's like a demon or something like that. I kind of remember it going kind of dark, and you end up having to kill him or something. Alright, I don't remember which tower. Okay, it's not this one, because that's not what Questy's telling me. But in the top of one of these towers, you go and fight one of these warlock type dudes. But it's that tower right there. Pretty easy. I've never had to wait for this quest. I've never had to, you know, it's all straightforward. Okay, so go ahead and fight our way in.
Now that we are amazing, we are level 40.
2/3 of the way through the leveling process. Okay. Nice. The augur, I don't know what kind of magic he casts. He looks like he would have a demon. I don't see one. Does he run? I like that he's not running, because if they want destruction of the world, why would they run in fear? These should be zealots, ready to die at any given time. These are the Fellsworn. So they're obviously a rogue type character, and they are like... One was worth XP. Ready to die for the cause. Okay, there are 2 exterior guards. Another Fellsworn. Ready to die for the cause. I'll help you die for the cause, bro. Okay. Got a nice vindication hit there. Vengeance, I mean. Okay. She sounds pretty manly with her grunts and groans. Okay. Alright, so this is a regular augur. And there's the dude, the seer, I guess. Go ahead and give myself a heal. Okay, so... He's hitting me with the magic. I mean, they're not very tough. Got him. Alright, so we got the Scepter of Light. Nothing, no worries on that one. Now we're gonna break into the temple. Or whatever, the fort, the keep. Another Fellsworn, this is a Forsaken. That one had to die. Okay, there's 2 right here. I'm gonna go ahead and eat some of my delicious deviled clams. I love deviled eggs. I love me a deviled egg. So much. My brother-in-law, that is his specialty. He makes some deviled eggs, and they are straight busting. Busting all in my mouth every time I eat them. Alright, so we're gonna 2v1 this. 2 Fellsworn versus me. Cool. Because of the 2v1 nature, I'll use some of my tricks. My stunning. Yeah, don't mind me, I'm just gonna loot. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Don't run. Running's for dum-dums. Ow. That's really quite painful. I think we should drink a juice. I don't want to wait too much while we're here. I'll drink one of my melon. I have nectar, but let's just drink some of this melon juice. We gotta get that out of there. I don't have that anywhere, so I guess I'm just saving it, going into my bag. Don't mind me, I'm just sitting on your front porch with a bunch of dead bodies near me, drinking juice. Just like a normal person. Okay, so now we're gonna fight this augur. So this is set up as a circular kind of area. You choose your way around the circle. You choose your own adventure style. Here's another Fellsworn. I'd rather fight the augurs. These Fellsworn, even though mail/plate v leather in the rock paper scissors of life should win, they actually hurt pretty decent. Okay, so now we need to get our way into the center. That's a Reaver. Adept. There's a dead thing. We want to hit this left side. So I'm going to go ahead and line of sight this lady. Make her run over here to fight me. There we go. So the Adept, we've been fighting Augurs, which I'm guessing that's more of a priest type. These Adepts are going to be more like a mage. Okay, got it. There is someone walking around the circle. There's that crystal, which we had to use a different quest on. This Reaver, he's padding around the whole place, so go ahead and take him out. Just don't want him to chain add anyone. Oh, cool. Now he decided he was going to come to me. He did his pat. So this is the more of a warrior type. He's got a two-handed sword. Doesn't seem to have any special... Oh, he just hit me with a cleave, so he does have powers. If you're in a party, he'd be cleaving you. Guess that's what a Reaver does. Oh, look at me. Green scale leggings. Golden scale leggings. That's cool. How does that work? Iron. There's 16, 184, 16. They're still male. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Strength and spirit versus strength and stamina. So it's like a side grade. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, that's the lady that we're supposed to be turning in. I don't know what's going to happen. I think something bad might happen. So again, we're fighting an adept. Okay, I gotta kill it. Let's talk to her.
Thank Elune, someone has finally come to help. Please, adventurer, I need your help. My brother Tyranis and I were captured and brought here by the Burning Blade. I think they mean to sacrifice me to their demon masters. I knew coming to Desolace was a mistake, but Tyranis has recently begun craving knowledge of all things arcane, even against the wishes of our people. He decided to make this trek even after hearing tales of this land's demon infestation.
That's why they want to shun him.
I fear the worst for him. We were brought here after the orcs slaughtered all our guards and servants. Oh, the terrible things they did to them. I thought surely they would kill us right there and then, but it became obvious they had other plans. Tyranis attempted to speak to them. I think he wanted to impress them with his knowledge of the arcane. I'm not sure why. Please, I can't leave here until I know what's happened to my brother. Find him, then come back for me when his fate is known.
Perfect. That's what I really want to do. I want to go out of this and then fight my way back in. Alright, so I have time to fix this. So we just did Vahlarriel's search and then picked up the search for Tyranis. So we've got this combo here. So she wants us to stay in this freaking place. I can't be rescued until you go tell me what happened to my brother. You idiot. Imagine saying that. Imagine like you're in a hostage crisis and you've been missing and the rescue party gets there and you're like, I can't leave until you find my brother. Okay, maybe someone would do that. Okay, I could possibly see it happening. Now that I say it out loud, I guess I get it, but it also seems maybe not the best. Alright, we're 2v2ing. Gotta make sure I do this smartly, that we don't aggro a third before I've at least taken one down. Okay. Probably should have done that last. I can't tell because it says it puts them into a... It does say incapacitated. And this says they're stunned or incapacitated. So it should work with both. You should be able to set the combo up both ways. So he's in this other keep. I'm gonna go clockwise. Just because I've decided. I did that last time. This guy says bussin' right here. Just after I was talking about the real way you say it, busting. This guy's talking about bussin'. Alright, so here we have this dude. There's Tyranis. I want to sort of kind of...
I need to get
Oh no. I'm glad I saw this guy. He would have made things difficult. Only thing that's good, or one of the best things about these guys, it's not the only thing that's good, is that these guys don't run in fear. I can't believe he did not aggro Tyranis, who looked evil. Ow. Shadow Bolt was painful, bro. No, bro. Don't do it, bro. Got a sweet nectar back. Alright, so Tyranis Malum is bad now. So he is a druid using Wrath and working for the Twilight's Hammer? What a jit. Now he just hit me with the Moonfire. So he's an evil druid? How many druids? Probably not a lot. Okay, we got his pendant. Now we have to fight our way back to his sister and say, thanks, your brother is evil, and now we've killed a Twilight's Hammer druid. Probably one of the few times we'll ever be able to say that sentence. Alright, fight our way back and to the fort. I don't know if we're going to have to escort her out or not either. That's another thing. Wouldn't be that surprising, since they've made this quest into a piece of feces. Come on. Alrighty. What's up? Okay, they're back. That was a nice big tonker of a hit there. That was a good one too. Now I'm just gonna have to fight this Fellsworn. I wouldn't say quite all natural, but without using judgments. No judgment zone. Okay, we need some more juice. I feel better about drinking our melon juice now that we're collecting nectar. Suddenly hitting a spike of congestion. I don't know. Pollen has entered the air. I don't like that these... Oh, we have a human. Oh, no. Okay, so we have a Fellsworn. That's not what I should have... Didn't need to do that. Yeah, this was all bad. That was... I mean, it got a greater healing potion out of it, but that did not work out well for me. Alright, so back in the center. Yep. Where these guys are back to their ways. There's an auger. Got a gun. Billy's got a gun. No, it's Lee Contessa. You're saying my name wrong. Lee Contessa's got a gun. Okay, that one's dead. Hey, girl. I fear Tyranis will attempt to learn the Burning Blade's secrets and count himself among their kind if they allow it. He's always adored the power that magic brings. And to those who are seduced by it, I'm not sure I can endure returning home to my family with the news of Tyranis' spirit flirting with such dangers. It's a terrible enough crime among my kind to pursue such things, but to become that which we attempt to protect ourselves from, well, That's apprehensible. Well, then why did you travel here with him?
This is terrible, but I suppose it was necessary. If it wasn't by your hand, it would have surely been by that of my peoples. I suppose I should thank you. Please forgive me if it doesn't seem sincere. I mean no offense.
Oh, you seem
With
very
the knowledge of my
emotionally
brother's fate in hand,
healthy.
it seems the time for my escape has come. If you are still willing, I will accept your aid in escaping this horrible place. When you are ready, we can make our way to safety. So, the time is now then. I appreciate your efforts, and if the situation does not lend itself, then allow me to thank you now for everything you've done for me and my family. If you're ready, then there is nothing else for me here. We can leave when you feel the time is right.
May Loon be with us. Let's make haste from this evil fortress. I'm so happy she decided to go the opposite direction from the one I cleared. That's so great. Thanks. Also, talk about a psycho. Oh, what a bummer. You killed my brother. I mean, if it wasn't you, I guess somebody had to kill him. You just embarked on this whole journey with him. You decided this was good for you and your life. That this was, like... This isn't like he dragged you here. These two undertook a journey from the Night Elf lands to this place and were cool with it. And your brother ends up getting murdered by someone you basically sent to murder him. And that's all, this is all fine. So, I don't know. Alright, so we can, might as well free, I'm gonna wait for her to, like, aggro these people on. See, that one cleaved us. It hit us both. I guess that's one reason they're like, if we're gonna give these guys a cleave, let's make that a thing. Yep. Ooh, good, I'm glad he kind of... Nope. And... Okay, so... Okay, well, she helped me take down that, She helped me take down that dude. Like, she did most of the damage to this adept. So that's cool. So she can at least fight in this 3v1 situation. Yeah, so we've almost rescued her, and then we do have to go back, but I'm actually going to go here and take that stuff out before we head back up to Nigel's Point. Because I think that's just going to end the chain. There's no place like 127.0.0.1. It's like an IP address or something. I will hurry back to Vahlarriel. Finish off those you can. I should be fine on my own from here. Alright. Well, before we go finish off those that we can, we are going to head back out and turn in the Scepter of Light, and then get the second part of this quest. Later on the way back, we'll go return to Vahlarriel. While we're running over here, let's actually click. We finished the search for Tyranis. And we are... Return to Vahlarriel is now picked up. So, which I guess Vahlarriel is, yeah, that's the guy we're turning it into. Okay, we've also got the Scepter of Light. So, nice work out here, questing, cleaning up the north of... So it's a little different. As the Horde, you break your way in there, and you have to chip away at that red stone, and then you kill the Doom Guard that pops out. This one, you fight your way in there, you talk to a girl, she sends you into the other little room to kill a Twilight's Hammer Druid, her brother, and then you come back and you have to do a little escort quest. On the whole, I think I prefer the Horde version. Probably a little bit more XP for the Alliance version. Uh-oh, I hurt my horse. I'm sorry, baby boy. I think this horse... I haven't decided. I don't know if I want this horse to be a boy, a girl. I don't know. I guess I can't get too attached since I'm going to upgrade it eventually. Do you have the Scepter of Light?
The elusive Scepter of Light. Your acquisition of it has removed a grave threat to the world. Well done, adventurer. Well done.
My pleasure.
Adventurer, I entrust you with the Gem of the Serpent. Place this gem on the serpent statue's hand on Ranajar Isle, a small island northwest of here. Placing it will summon the one who protects the Book of the Ancients. This book contains the secrets of the Naga, secrets that have been kept for centuries. Bring this book to me, and we will learn much about our scaled foes.
Okay, so let's do that. We have completed Scepter of Light. Completed a neutral quest is now checked off. Boom, bada bing. And we picked up Book of the Ancients. This is the only other one in his little quest line. Before we go running off to do the book, let's go wrap around to the other side of this little hill. So as you can see, it's up there. Oh, that would be a death. That's what we call a death jump in the biz. If you go from that side, why would they even tease you like that? I guess maybe if you wanted to use a spell. I can heal. Those are just Maraudon boosts. I guess Maraudon is one of the more popular boosts because you're right at that threshold where you can do a solo clear pull. Well, usually from mages. Mages are the #1 way to do it. Alright, so we have a couple things here. We need to look at the Karnitol Shipwreck, which will give us Karnitol's chest here. You notice the chest does not seem to have any water damage. The second thing you notice is that the top has been forced open, and whatever magical traps were set to safeguard it have long been triggered. This much is obvious from the burn marks around its edges. You take a few moments to figure out what pried the chest open and notice along the sides and top of the chest long, deep scratches that reveal that something other than a man or giant took interest in it. The marks don't appear as if they were caused by dagger or sword. After going through the chest, you find it to be completely empty. Not having another course of action, you close the chest and prepare to leave. Kreldig will be disappointed. So my guess is this is going to make us come back. That's my guess, is he's going to be like, dude, so before... Oh, let's also pick up this other one while we're right here. I am Ulysses Rackmore, captain of the Gallant, and this is the log of the last few days of my doomed ship. We were sailing to Feathermoon Stronghold with a shipment of supplies when Naga stormed the sides of the Gallant. We drove them back, but we knew they'd return. Fearing the loss of my most precious belongings, I steered the Gallant to an island off the coast of Desolace, one with old Night Elf ruins, and there I left my treasure chest. We will continue reading. My chest is one of ingenious design and requires 2 keys to unlock, 1 gold and 1 silver. The first key, the silver key, I gave to my first mate, and I kept the gold, but we were doomed to lose them. My key was lost during the next Naga attack, and my first mate's was lost a day later when Dry Snap Makrura assailed us and pulled him into the deep. I'm sure the Naga and Makrua have kept the keys. I'm glad the two are enemies and will not share them. After the Makrua attack, we could see that the Gallant would not survive another, so I and the few surviving sailors abandoned my ship. We are now ashore and will soon strike out for the town of Nigel's Point, but much danger lies between us and Sanctuary, and I fear Desolace will consume us. I write this now in hopes that someone will know our plight and someday avenge us against the watery fiends who were our ruin. Okay, so now claim his treasure. Rackmore's log tells of how his ship was sailing for Feathermoon Stronghold when it was attacked by seafaring creatures. To prevent his treasure from falling into enemy hands, he hid his chest on Ranijar Isle. To open the chest requires 2 keys, a silver and a gold. These keys were lost, but if the keys and chest are found, the treasure awaits. And this is called Claim Rackmore's Treasure. That's just a kind of a one-off neutral. Now I want to look up this Karnitol Shipwreck, because if it is going to send us also into the sea to fight these things. Yeah, so basically step 2 is go back, and step 3, he wants you to find the satchel on those dues. And then step 4, he wants you to go back and bring it back to Ironforge. So that's gonna, I think this is a good chain for us. So we're gonna go back to Nigel's Point, pick up those, turn in those couple quests, and then come back out here and do the sea things. And then when we go back to Tournament, they're gonna send us back to Ironforge. That's a good stopping place for us. So we won't end up going here because this is taking us a little bit longer than I thought. I think that's a good area for us. So let me look at my yeah, because we're at 136. So I think by the time we finish that, we'll be hitting up, we'll be in that vicinity of 2 hours. We can even maybe go so far as turning it into Ironforge, and then, you know, I'll work on at least the traveling part so we don't waste our episode with it next time. I could at least get us over, start traveling back, and just do the flight back at least to Nigel's Point on my own. I went to level 2 for the mission. Well, I do. I thought I could cut around, but I was wrong. So that way we don't have back-to-back episodes where we're traveling back out of here. Because I mean, the other option would be don't even go back to Ironforge yet. Save that. That's not the worst either idea. Because... But then, how long are we going to sit on it? I don't know, because I also don't remember if these... I don't remember what happens with the... Let's look at Down the Scarlet Path and see where that ends up taking us. Okay. So you basically, yeah, you kill him and then we have to go back to South Shore. It says go back to South Shore, and then that will unlock In the Name of the Light, which starts at Rally the Devout. Yeah, so we are going to ultimately have to go back to South Shore. So, that's Scarlet Crusade type stuff. I mean, yeah, South Shore's up in Hillsbrad's closer. So we could wait. We could wait and do that, like, at the end when we're also done and ready to go to South Shore. We can, in the very least, we'll wait until we can do those two together. That'll be helping us pick some stuff up for Scarlet Monastery also, so yeah, we'll wait on that one. But it's good to mix these two.
Thank you, adventurer. Belinda made it safely back here to Nigel's Point, and in much better condition than I could have asked for. The fact that she arrived here under her own power was a good sign. I hope you're well. It pains me to know that both Tyranis and Alinda didn't return, but the embarrassment of Tyranis's decisions is hers to endure.
Why? It's her brother.
It is something she will have to deal with when she returns to Darnassus.
That's her brother. It's not like it's her freaking family member or whatever. I mean, don't listen to me. It's that's not what I meant to say. I meant to say it's not like it's like her kid or something like that. But did I check off? I did. It's a brother. It's not like it's her family. Yeah, I love my brother.
You got my attention. Welcome back to Nigel's Point, adventurer. So tell me what you found. What? Nothing? An empty chest ain't gonna get us paid, I'm afraid. Tell me more about these marks you saw. These slashes. Intriguing. Well, we might not be without hope quite yet. Along that same coast, but to the north near Ranadjar Isle, they're night elf ruins at the bottom of the ocean. A tribe of Naga, the Slitherblade, make that their home. I think that'd be our best bet. If a scouting party went that far south, then they must have been pretty powerful. If you're gonna find Karnitol's belongings, I'd start with the more powerful Naga, the Tide Hunters or Sea Witches.
Okay, I will. First, okay, let's do that piece. Karnitol Shipwreck now. 2 and 3. We finished 2 and picked up 3. Bong bong. I also want to sell here before we move. Whoops. That's okay. I can smelt the mithril already? I'm not gonna though.
How are you?
Sell, 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 sell. Sell, sell, sell.
Have a good one.
We do have... What did I use? Oh, I used detection. That's what I did. That's what demounted me. I used my human powers of detection. Which is kind of silly that that the humans are better at detecting stealth than any of the other races, but whatever. Alright, so we're going to do these pieces now. This is going to be the last few that we wrap up. We're going to find Rackmore's treasure. We are going to do the Karnitol Shipwreck next step. And we're going to do the tome. And if we want to, we do have 4 elixirs of water breathing. So I could use one. I don't feel like we really need it that much. We could probably fight these Naga kind of close to the surface. I think when we go back for the blue pearls, because I don't think we did that on this character. I think we did it on our other guy that could breathe underwater. Wish there's a way I could hover over and see like what was in my bank. There's probably, maybe? Yeah. Maybe not. Trying to see my gold. Yeah, see, Momkin, my horde person's at 95 gold, so she's pretty much there. I could buy her a mount. Just waiting. There's no rush because she has the travel form, but I will probably get her basic mount for Kodo soon. All right, so these red ones are the crawlers, the Makrura. Pincers are down there. Actually, higher level, 34, 35. Okay, no, they're the same. They're the exact same Makrura at the north and south end of the zone. I love having a mount. This is just so much better. Our quality of life has improved so much. There's a meme for Vikings life is good right now. I have to enjoy it. So I think I read. So the team I like, the Vikings, they're 5-0. They're undefeated, and they're ranked quite high right now. They're playing well. There's certain aspects of it that I like. I am waiting for the other shoe to drop. You can't go through a franchise where I've been a fan for them my whole life, so they are one of the winningest. I think they're the number 4 rated most winningest franchise in all of NFL history. And yet they have only 4 Super Bowl appearances, and all 4 are losses. So it takes a special kind of team to do that. A team that inflates you and then deflates you over and over again. So
It's too far away.
I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of things when life was supposed to be good, when the team was supposed to be good. I've seen a lot of collapses. But right now we're in the high part, and so I had to basically ask myself, what do I want as a fan? I mean, obviously, sure, winning the championship before I die would be great. But in the meantime, you never know when you're going to die, and you could be a franchise that goes 100 years without a championship. So there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee it's ever going to happen. So then, what do? Do I torture myself? Basically, a couple years ago, we had a season where we ended up going 13-4, very good. Made the playoffs, then immediately got bounced to a crap team in the first round of the playoffs. And all year long, everybody said that we were frauds, and it was every single game came down to the wire. It was a one-score game, and it was so stressful. And my health was like so, like I felt like ill every week. Like they would win and I wouldn't even feel good. I would feel exhausted and like I survived another week of my fandom. And at the end of that season, there was a lot of really cool memories. And I think maybe that year I also, towards the end of that year, I was on a trip back to Minnesota, and I went to the facilities, the team facilities, and I went to the little museum they have, and you're looking at all of these awesome moments, and I had to say, like, okay, I came out of this year, and you know what? There actually was like a lot of really cool moments and memories. And when I think about things like there's a famous play called the Minnesota Miracle, I will never forget that. And it was probably my single most positive moment in my life as a football fan. That was just one of the most electrifying. I was on cloud 9. What was that? Oh, it's leather shoulders. And so I think that's what you do it for. There's also the heartbreaks, and that's what it comes. They go hand in hand. I will also never forget the huge whiffs. I'll never forget losing to the Falcons in the 90s. I will never forget Bounty Gate. I can remember exactly what I was doing. I'll never forget the losing to the Seahawks under Mike Zimmer in the wild card round in the snow game, their missed field goal. Like, there are just certain things I'll just never forget. I'll always remember where I was at those moments, what I was doing. And so then if that's the case, I need the highs to be just like I was talking about in last night's episode. I'm not going to wax philosophical like I did last night. But I want the highs to be more appreciated, and I want the lows to not hurt as much. And you can't. 31 teams don't win every year, and if winning the championship is how you define the enjoyment of your sports fandom, you're going to be 97% of the time or whatever, you are going to be disappointed, and perhaps 100% of the time. So instead, you have to enjoy the ride, enjoy a win just for being a win, enjoy all of that part of it. So that being said, My team is on a high right now, and so it's time for me to enjoy it. And I know life is ephemeral, and nothing, things don't last. And even if the best happens in my lifetime wait, which is longer than many fans, shorter than many fans, not shorter than a lot of fans, but shorter than a bunch of people, sure. That all ends and this is the year I'll be over the moon. I will break down and cry. I will weep like a baby and be on my hands and knees. But if that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And maybe I'll be sick to my stomach, depending on the nature of how it goes, but I'll move on and survive. I see all the signs because, you believe it as a Vikings fan. I see all the signs of a team that could collapse again. I see a fantastic defense that towards the end of the last year was really, really great in punching above its weight class. And by the end of the year, got gassed, a little injured, and started to get figured out. And I watched that fantastic defense over the last 5 or so games of the season just become one of the worst defenses in football. And end up finishing. Everybody remembers, the Vikings were a solid defense last year. They were, but they averaged only solid because they started out phenomenally and finished terribly. So, people could figure out our defensive coordinator's scheme. Injuries could hit us. Also, by the same token, our season was derailed last year because of an injury. That could happen again. You never know. We've been getting sort of, at this point, almost a journeyman backup quarterback. Well, a journeyman quarterback, a young quarterback who's having a resurgence and playing well. But I have seen flashes of boneheadedness every week. And there's the sense in my mind, you just never know. This guy has played terribly at points in his career, just abysmally. He's coming off his worst game of the season, so there we go, we finally got the key, we're done killing the Makrura. There's a real chance that happens as well. This guy just turns into a pumpkin. So, what I will say is, for the past 6 years, I see a lot of different paths to the Vikings regressing to the mean. We've spotted ourselves a 5-game lead. If we can pull out 5 more out of the remaining 12, we're most likely making the playoffs. So that's still not a nothing task. We have some soft games. I can easily see a path to about 4 wins more, even if everything goes sideways and we stop beating the best teams. We just beat the bad teams. We're going to be on the fringe of the playoff race. So I'm going to enjoy this season for that, but that is going to be, that would mean that there's going to be a lot of losses ahead in my life, a lot of pain. Not particularly looking forward to that. Alright, so we need this golden key. We killed the Makrura for the silver key. This chest, we did this chest before. Requires 2 keys, like an Ocean's 11 situation or something like that. We need 2 keys so that we can unlock this special chest. Again, I could... There's also something else we needed. We need the Book of the Ancients from the island. We need the shipwreck, the satchel. I don't know where you get that satchel from. Maybe some of these guys would give it to us. Or is it on a thing? I don't know. I'll have to look and see. I don't see it anywhere. So, if you look right there, yeah, let's go fight the ones that have the satchel. Skip some of these guys. I'll fight them if they aggro onto me. But I think this might be better to come out deeper. Some of these ones that can... The sea witches potentially have the satchels. But that's what we need. We need the sea witches. That's an oracle. Because the sea witches can have both. So rather than killing tons of these guys that maybe can't have both. Maybe we go after just the sea witches for now. And then once the satchel drops, then sure. If we still haven't found the key. Okay, I have to go really deep fighting these witches, then maybe I do want... Oh, there's a bubble stream down there. I do maybe want to use that, I'm sure. How many do I have? 4. It's an oracle. It's Myrmidon. That's a mossy footlocker. Not even a naga. Get some air. There. This is pretty deep down for a sea witch. I need to be kind of near the surface. Mithril. Sorceress. We're looking for the witches. That's a sorceress. That's an oracle. Okay. Yeah, what we need is the sorceress. Okay. Myrmidon. I wish... Come on. Let's say I need to... I guess you can't. Say I want to be to where I can... Ah, there's a Tide Hunter. So a Tide Hunter could have either. There's another Mithril Deposit. Dude, these guys are... Okay. I'm gonna drink one. I can't. I'll take 30 minutes of water breathing. It's too annoying to swim back and forth to the top. Okay, they did not have either, but also I can now swim over and get this mithril. So we need the golden key, and we need this satchel. I mean, this is cool that we're getting mithril and all. We just don't have anything that we can use on it. Okay. That guy just has that. We're specifically looking for people that can have both. Yeah, so these Tide Hunters are one. I guess you could be smart. In an emergency situation, you put yourself around a fissure of bubbles. You make it work in that case. If you're a class, if you don't have any potions, I think that's what you do. That's the play. Okay, we got the golden key now, but we need the satchel. Specifically, is this satchel. So now we just keep on looking. There's a Marianas Trench kind of looking area. So the satchel, glad that we waited a minute, did the key. That would have been silly. Alright, so the satchel can be found on those Tide Hunters, and I think it can also be found on the Sorceress. There's a no. Sea Witch is the other one, not Sorceress. Sea Witch. And I'm pretty sure there's some Sea Witches on this island too. So maybe I'll make my way over to the... What's it called? Ragitar? Ragitar? I don't know. You have to kind of be over for the minimap part to work. Okay, there's a Sea Witch. So the Razor Tails, they're not part of it. But there's a couple sea witches, and we need to actually do this key anyway. So we need to turn in Rackmore's chest anyhow, and we need to get the. We need to do the Book of the Ancients also while we're here. She gonna run? Yep. Okay, didn't get it. Tide Hunter. Alright, so I guess some of these Naga took this thing. Don't run. Got the satchel. Fantastic. Alright, so now we're just gonna get the things we need. That thing looks... He kind of looks cool over there. I don't know why he looked different than this one to me. And here we go. We're gonna turn in... This chest is securely locked. The chest opens to reveal Rackmore's treasure. The gold I'll take, the rest is crap. So Rackmore's treasure is now done. We have claimed Rackmore's treasure because we are cool. We did a lot of quests today, actually. That one's checked off. Awesome. Now we do need to still go over... So what we're going to do left here is we're going to go to the Book of the Ancients, go turn that one in, and then we're going to go back to this town and turn that one in and log in the inn. And that's going to be where we call it for today. This is the Book of the Ancients area. We need to summon that guy. Okay. I think they'll be okay. Not going to be very hard. It will summon a Naga out of here. Oh. Lord Kragaru, he doesn't just come out of there. He comes like straight from... He comes straight from the statue itself. The statue disintegrates and Lord Kragaru comes out. Cool, I guess. He's pretty jacked. He's a pretty swole looking Naga. Got him. I don't think we can read the Book of the Ancients. Yeah. Alrighty, we are in business, so now we're gonna swim back across the sea. Turn in the Book of the Ancients, and then walk across. Can we? You cannot use your boat in the water. And then we're gonna go there, turn the Karnitol Shipwreck into. So let's just go ahead and check these things off. So the Book of the Ancients is now going to get turned in. A lot of quests turned in today. And we even have some that are ready to be turned in that aren't there. So then we're also going to get Karnitol Shipwreck 3 and 4 picked up, but we're not going to be turning in 4 because that's the one that wants us to go down here. Alright, so what's left? Well, we have to switch to Magrum at some point, which that actually comes from this quest, Brutal Politics, way down there, which is a switch over. Then that will open up Broken Tears. We have Kodo Roundup to do. That will be something we definitely do. We're going to turn in Bodyguard for Hire. Gizmo for Wareg won't be until we switch our alliance back over, so that's a couple episodes. Kanshaka, that will again come after. But Ungeko and Kanjen, that will be on the next episode. We'll also be turning in the Gizelton Caravan. This is not going to happen until the very, very end. We'll pick up the Bone Collector. We will do Ghost Plasm Roundup on the next one. Most likely we're going to hit Get Me Out of There, the Reagents, all this. Only thing is, I think we should be able to basically have everything done minus the couple that want us to go back. So, the one that wants us to go to Ironforge and the one that wants us to go to South Shore, I'm going to save those. And because we could probably wait until we have more silk and everything saved up. Alright, let's get our mount. Let's mount up. Yeah, let's look at the Patreon here. The last one I posted, I don't remember when I posted that. It was 5 days ago. So that means I did do one. So that means I'm not going to stress. That means I did do one last week. So I'm not going to stress trying to post one today, because then I'd have to squeeze another like couple hour episode into my day after I already spent over 2 hours. And I'm not going to do it in the evening, which is when I was planning. Ugly Contessa, it's good to see you again. Do you have the Book of the Ancients?
The long-lost Book of the Ancients. I will ensure this book is passed on to the High Council. You've done well today, and for that you are to be thanked. As a hero should be thanked.
That is an actual upgrade. Those shoulder pads are better. So we went from Glimmering Mail, which were cool in yellow, to these pointier blue ones. Or purplish blue. They look like mail. I mean, whatever. They're fine. They're just mail. They're not plate, which is what we need at this point. So it's not, but we're not going to start getting plate things until we're doing quests that are in the 40s. We have very few of those. We do have this reagents for the reclaimers, so as you start to get near the end of this, even when we go over to Alterac Mountains, like those, none of those are quite 40. That one is. So again, at the end of that zone, you'll get a little bit. Maybe you're in that ballpark. And then when we go to Arathi, now Arathi there are more. There's more 40s. Arathi Highlands is definitely harder than these other zones. And it has a ton of elites too. So Arathi Highlands is going to be... That's definitely the barrier that's bucking up against the next bracket. Then when we enter Swamp of Sorrows, probably more 40s in there. I mean, there's not a lot of Alliance quests. Very few. I think Alliance could probably finish this in like a day. Yeah, you get high 30s and maybe a couple 40s tacked on at the end, because we're not going to do the Sunken Temple. Badlands, that'll get us into the 40s for sure. I think it actually caps off at 50. But it's, again, high 30s. Duskwallow Marsh, that one's pretty easy. You'll get a couple 40s as well. And then Stranglethorn Vale is just... In the beginning, it's going to be really, really easy. By the end, it's going to be high 40s, near 50, getting us there. In the middle of that, we'll also do Moldamon. I think our other girl, if you look at Bleak and Soul, I wish I could see their levels right there too. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna sell and then hop into the inn. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be where we wrap on this episode. After we turn this quest in.
Here there. Hey, good.
No offense to our night it is, but this camp ain't the most comfortable place I spent a night, if you know what I mean, Contessa.
Are you hitting on me?
This is great, adventurer. You found Karnitol's belongings. Those blasted Naga, always causing trouble. I think I'd rather spend my life at war with the Horde than have to go against their kind. You've done a great service to the Reclaimers. Take Karnitol's things back to Rowan in Ironforge, and he'll pay you for a job well done. Ha ha! If you're not careful, he's going to be so pleased with you that he'll ask you to join us full time. Again, great job, adventurer. Be careful on your way back, and don't take too much time. Karnitol's not the most patient of men, but he's very generous nonetheless.
And immediately, that's gonna be another shoulder. Like, I just think that's so dumb. Like, you know, I just did it. You could do an ocean quest out there that gives you a male shoulder upgrade. Why would you then give another one that's just a couple points higher than that? just chokeholding these upgrades unnecessarily. That's dumb. But, you know, joke's on them. We're not going to be turning that one in for a little while, so we'll rock these shoulders for pinchy poo. Alright, let's go sleep in the inn. I do agree this Nigel's Point's kind of butt cheeks. But really, so is... The Shadow Prey Village is fine, but this little middle one for the Horde, that one's also kind of lame. Alright, we have another episode in the pipe, 5x5. You guys are freaking awesome. You helped us do it, and I'm so stoked. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next time on Lore of Warcraft.